Hi there, welcome to this presentation on Java 9 collection factory methods. In Java, we often make use of collections, but sometimes it's a little bit more painful than we would like. Let's take a look at an example. So I'm over here in the J shell and I want to create a list. Well, I can simply type arrays.asList1, 2. There we go. Now what about a set? Well, I can say new hash set and give it a list saying arrays.asList 1, 2. Still, not too bad. But what if I want to make this set immutable? Well, I would have to type collections.unmodifiable set new hash set, and that was way too much typing and very cluttered. So after making an immutable set, if this is what it takes, I really don't want to make things immutable. So let's move on to map. How do we make a map? Well, I can say new hash map, maybe string comma integer, and then say $7 dot put sam10, and here it just returned null because the put method returns the previous value associated with that key, and since there wasn't one, it's null. But just to check, if I inspect my map, I see there's Sam, but that was now multiple statements. And you can, of course, say new hash map string integer, and then have the static initializer block where I say put sam10. But that's not that great either. It is still a lot of clutter and not very expressive. So one of the goals in Java 9 was to create a more concise way of creating collections. And if we hop over here in Groovy, how do we make collections in Groovy? Well, to make a list, I simply say list equals 1, 2. And there you have it. And how do I make a map? Well, I would say scores equals Sam colon 10. And there's my map. So why did Java not just do the same? Well, to introduce a change like this, we would have to improve the language and invest a lot of effort into it, and the result might not be as beneficial as we'd like. And since Java is a platform, there's a lot of work going on. It did not seem like it was worth the effort to introduce a language feature just to simply provide a more concise way of creating collections. Another downside is that these types here, or variables here, all have types. So if I say what is the type of list, it's a Java util array list. Alright, I expected as much, but if I see the type of scores, I would expect a Java util hash map, right? Uh-oh, here there's a linked hash map. Now, some people might be happy about this, some people not. Some people might not care just because you get an expressive syntax. But what this does is it couples the syntax of the language to the JDK. And what do I mean by that? Well, Java is of course a platform, right? Consisting of the Java language, the JVM, and the JDK. And all these parts are relatively decoupled, and that is why you can use a language like Scala that uses the JDK and runs on the JVM, but does not use the Java language. So the guys at Java said, we don't want to necessarily spend all this effort and introduce a syntax that couples us to the JDK. So they thought, what can we do? And they said, how have we been solving problems in Java for the last 22 years? And they thought about it and they came to realize that every time we've had a problem in Java, we went ahead and we made a problem factory. And that seemed to work okay. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. So what they did was, we're going to make methods available in the JDK that will help us create collections in a more concise manner. So let's take a look. How do I create a list in Java 9? Or I can simply type list.of12. Alright, that wasn't too much of an improvement from arrays.asList, but just a little bit more concise. So let's take a look at set. So I can say set.of12. There we go. What about an immutable set? Well, the good news is it's already immutable. Now let's talk about map. How would I go ahead and do that? So I can simply type map.of sam10. And there we go. And this is not a major change to the way we program, but it definitely gives us that convenience to create collections more fluently. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Bye.